Now that Nightreign has been out for about a month, let's rank every Nightfarer excluding any special effect from relics. Starting with Wilder in a rank, his passive is essentially a second life, and his skill can be used to traverse the map and close distance without wasting stamina. His art deals a ton of damage and poise, but with how much bosses move around, it's easy to miss. Guardian in B rank, his skill helps with crowd control, but is useless against any large boss. His huge health bar and steel guard allow him to block almost anything, and his ult can revive teammates and give them invincibility in a small area. Unfortunately, his damage is really low and weapon choice very limited. Iron Eye in S tier, his passive is nice to have. His skill gives him tons of iframes, increases damage taken by enemies, and does a ton of health and poise damage when it bursts. Bows are also exceptional at reviving and applying status effect. Not to mention his art is like Wilder's but with a much bigger range. Duchess in a tier, her double dodge is amazing and daggers are really good at building up status effect. Her skill can also dish out insane damage and apply status buildup. She isn't S tier because she has no way to replenish her F despite having an scaling in int, and her ult is lacking. Raider in a tier, tons of health and damage, a skill that makes him immortal, increased damage negation, and can stagger most enemies. Its enhanced version is even better, but the longer activation window makes it hard to land the punch. His ult deals good damage, but the damage buff is pretty useless since you're rarely going to stay in one place during a fight and can obstruct your teammates' line of sight with the enemy and block their arrows or spells. Revenant in B tier, her S scaling in Faith becomes useless once you run out of F, and while her passive can be useful most of the time, her summons get destroyed by any night boss. Her art is good for reviving allies, but the immortal is pretty mid since you still take damage, and being too reckless could get you into a bad situation. Recluse in S tier, with an S scaling in both int and faith, she can use any spell in the game, she can replenish her F, and her art can revive allies with bars, as well as being amazing to further replenish F and health, making it possible for allies with Revenant or Duchess to spam even the most expensive spells. Lastly, Executor in a tier, his passive is only useful when stacked with seppuku, and his skill's damage is pitiful but becomes amazing when used only for defense. His ult completely heals him and can stunlock even some night bosses, but what really carries him is the scaling in Dex and Arcane, turning him into a killing machine.